first of all, it's English, okay.
Quite, yes.
Okay, good. Fine. So first of all, it's very clear that you feel very deeply about the piece, and that's of course clear. This is the only way to do this piece. One has to love the music, and you do. It's very, very obvious. And also pianistically, there were there were some things which did not yet quite work.
Sorry for many mistakes.
No, it's fine. This kind of thing, and that has been, of course, going on for quite a while. I mean, first of all, he has already before these he had lots of two-movement sonatas. I mean, Opus 54 or 78 and 90 and so on and so on. So that's the direction he's taking, and we can say that actually, even from the in a way, it's not a two movement sonata, but it's like one unified whole, and in the same way, Opus 27 number 2 is that the same thing. So like pushing together, having clear opposites and pushing them together. So that's what we have here also. So now I would like to start from that, and I would first suggest that you would feel the tension between the movements very well. So that you would start that with no kind of preparation. Absolutely huge, terrifying fortissimo. And that was of course not very nice fortissimo, but I prepared a bit like leads to the third as a question which needs to be answered by that. Right. And that kind of same thing we have being the question which is then answered by nice answer. and we have that kind of same thing very often. Also, in a way, in the next sonata 110, like a very complicated set of questions answered finally by this incredibly complex double finale. So feel the tension between the movements. Yes. That's then one thing. Then we have this dichotomy, black and white, this and that. Like Hans von Bülow said about the last one, samsara, nirvana, this kind of thing. We have the same thing also here inside the first movement. So in a way, it's like a fractal thing. You see, like it's like the same form is repeated in larger and larger things. Exactly that. Different scale of things, but the same idea in all the parts of the scale. And now, interestingly, we have like the opposite characters of the first themes that difference a bit more. I would stress that in many ways. Stress that contrast between those two themes. In the vivace, as you know, we have two lines in the right hand. We have and we have also with the 16ths. Now, one question is, how do we phrase? Is it, or is it rather, what do you think?
Maybe the second one.
I think so too. For reasons of dolce, for reasons of lightness, vivace, for these reasons, if we stress the downbeat, we get a less dolce and less flowing character. I think so too. And the adagio, exactly on the downbeat. You see, if we think of and then we don't get we get something smack on the downbeat, and that's, I think, very important to do very clearly. So around Beethoven and even before Beethoven, what Schiller meant by these two concepts was that the naive character was that the sort of natural force of nature, child of nature character, uncomplicated, direct, emotionally sincere. The the sentimentalish does not mean sentimentale. It meant, for Schiller, it meant something which is much more cerebral, much more complex, much more structured. This kind of thing. So this would be naive, and this would be sentimentalish in that dichotomy of Schiller.
Okay.
So, and I would stress that. I would like to do the sentimentalish. Although, I mean, the name sentimentalish might us to think of that. This is, of course, not what we have, and you didn't play it that way at all. You played it fine, but you can go many steps more to that same direction, so that you can show this shock.
So towards the naive, I lost something.
Sure, don't worry. There's
Okay.
lots of
Okay.
different ones. So the naive was basically fine what you did here. Maybe a bit more clear difference between the phrasing, inside the phrasing. But in that other one, in that so-called sentimentalish, which is the complicated and the cerebral and the complex and structural character, in this adagio character, you can show that more clearly by showing plays.
Yes.
They print the piano for clearly in the upper part of the region. So we might actually play this still forte.
Ah, okay.
See, like a kind of a replica of dum bum, like that twice, right? So it's like a
Yes.
smack in your face, that kind of thing. So a complete contrast to the Dolce opening.
Ah, okay. I thought it was graphical. No.
Maybe, who knows?
I don't know. They've not done
Who
research
knows?
on it.
I also haven't, but there would be lots of room here,
Yes.
and also lots of room here.
Yes.
So I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
It might be also,
Interesting, yes.
yeah. And this is a little bit not quite so clear, but this again seems to very clearly to the top part. I mean, there would be room for that. I think
Okay.
there might be a facsimile to be found
Yes.
somewhere.
Anyway, it's interesting to make
Yeah,
difference.
yeah, I think so. You want to try that from the beginning?
Beginning.
Yeah. Then one
Maybe
thing,
I not. Sorry.
one thing which I would also like to stress, it's very important in Beethoven to do a clear difference between piano and pianissimo.
Yes. There's much. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Quite good. Try to avoid accents. Pa pum pa pum, but ta dum pa dum. That's quite good. Actually, I would practice this lots of without pedal. So. Also to make sure that left hand has the brake right. And not, I don't think so. Better. Yeah, fine. That's now much better. Now you played it almost without pedal. You can then of course use the pedal when you play this.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Good. Sure. And now it was already better. I would personally go still further. I would like to emphasize every single dissonance here. This kind of thing. So as much as possible. Yeah, good. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly that. And then that was excellent. Now I think I think you can just keep practicing without the pedal, the vivace, so you get maybe even more natural legato there, and so. But this was much better.
Okay.
Remember the pianissimo difference. So even here, not pianissimo.
Okay.
Crescendo can be more dynamic if you like, and then return to subito piano, not pianissimo. So I would say that even the piano in the vivace is different than the piano in the adagio. So the piano in the vivace would be piano dolce, the piano in the adagio would be piano espressivo, and those two are very, as you know, very different. So oh yeah, absolutely, yes, definitely. Espressivo. Yeah. Non pianissimo. Yeah. Really, really good. Much better now, definitely. And then even here. Not pianissimo at all. Non pianissimo. Okay, but hey, we can go on because now that was really much better.
Okay.
That's
Thank you.
pleasure. Now we have the inverted counterpoint, so the same things in the beginning as we had. Now we have this incredibly important moment. Do you know the history of this theme?
Roberto Prostella said me it was from Bach.
Yeah,
Maybe a
yeah.
cantata, I don't remember exactly.
St. John Passion.
Okay.
Passio secondo Johanni. Yeah.
But he said me some years ago. I don't
Yeah,
remember,
but you remember, you just told me that right answer, so you did remember that. It has that's there's a contralto aria, Es ist vollbracht, and in that aria, and one of the singers has the role name Rocco, which is the guardian in the jail in that opera, and Rocco sings this melody. Ich bin ja bald des Grabes Beute. That melody, with those words, Ich bin ja bald des Grabes Beute, which mean, as you know, I'm soon going to die. I'm soon going to go to the grave. Kind of interesting. And also interesting that Beethoven writes it smack in the middle here, and even more interesting, in the next sonata. That's quite something.
Yes,
Quite something.
same.
Yeah, same in the same pitch. You see, it's written in A flat minor, but it's
Yes.
Yeah, right.
The same, yes.
Exactly.
No,
The self same.
Maybe some repetition, but exactly the
Exact same
sequence.
pitch,
Yes.
same pitch.
I played also that, but I've never.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Okay.
it's quite interesting.
Yes.
So in practical terms, that could mean that when you play. I would not play that at all from here. Not at all. I would present that very vocally. So. Exactly that. Then it kind of grabs the attention like that.
Yes.
Fine. And then I think you can do a bit more clearly the next three parts in the development. So after this, we have this crescendo in padabadam, padabadam, padabadam 4 times. Okay, fine. Continuous crescendo. Crescendo stops here. Forte piano, and sforzando piano, sforzando piano, right? And then it means no crescendo, no crescendo, sforzando piano, sforzando piano, right.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
one crescendo, no crescendo, sforzando piano, last crescendo.
Yes.
So this is
maybe you're turning down.
exactly that. That's what I wanted to say. So it's like wait, and then it happens. Let's do that. Beat units. And at the end of the 6 beats, the bass moves.
Yes.
So, sorry. Okay, first one. reaching the dominant. 3 times 6. And so it's kind of unsymmetrical, a little bit unbalanced. And if you do that so that the last, the sort of Auflösung part, this breathing out part, is a little bit less loud. Then it's easy to do the crescendo there. So first big crescendo, then stop, forte, piano, 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 piano.
So no one crescendo before.
Exactly.
No one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Anti-crescendo. I would actually try to do a diminuendo there. And then the real crescendo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's possible.
Yes,
It's
yes,
kind of
yes.
reading like an extreme version. That's it. And that way also you get the big difference between the left hand, which is break, 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 no break. So at the end, kind of interesting also. Exactly, when the regatta starts. Okay, then we have the same things. We don't have to repeat that. Not pianissimo. So, yeah, the same thing. Okay. Then I think it is also interesting place here. I would see this as a kind of an adagio texture, like so. Never pianissimo, kind of big piano, but vivace tempo. Like warm and big. That kind of thing. So
Just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you try that? What I would actually like to suggest is that exceptionally in this place I would not play. I would play.
Yes.
Also, yeah, but so that we hear that. Yeah. That's. And then Naïve. Yeah, exactly that. That's, I think, very good.
Okay.
So it's a kind of a huge novel of development in this first movement, we could say. I mean, something has happened to this Naïve character, which is not so naive anymore. I mean, but still, there's something of this vitality. I always somehow imagine that the person who is like in the role of this first vivace theme is a very maybe young and very optimistic and so, oh, look at this wonderful, fantastic. And then this other character says, yes, but sorry, it's not that simple. So it's kind of a dialogue between those two characters. Okay, and then there will be a different kind of answer to this Naïve character here, absolutely demonic. I always imagine that this is kind of a tarantella mortale, like yakata, 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 yakata. Absolutely. Fine, very good, very fine, very fine. You can still practice this slower, so that you have this feeling of. So that it's completely 6/8 everywhere. I never. No, not that at all, but. And then, I mean, very unlike Chopin, for instance, I would think that these basses can be like brutally hard. And I would not hold back at all. So. Something very nakedly scary. something which we have been only hinting at with the adagio. Like we can imagine that the adagio is like a warning that this guy is around, this person, Mephistopheles, whatever, is around.
Yes.
And then I would just present that Mephistopheles. Can you try? Yeah, just to guarantee that it's not legato. Yeah, exactly. And even, sorry, pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. Okay, takes a bit of practice, but it will be fine. That you got the idea very clearly.
Okay.
From here, please. Fine. Yes, and you clearly know about the meaning of this un poco espressivo, because espressivo is followed by a tempo, which means that espressivo for Beethoven at this stage is a tempo indication, it's a timing indication, and that's what you do. You can do that a bit more clearly, maybe. So maybe the opening. So this.
Yes.
That kind of thing. Yeah, stage piano. Not pianissimo, of course, but this was maybe a little bit. Yeah, just piano. Good, fine. Okay, and then if you want to go very deep in that, so actually.
Just the bass.
Just the bass legato. Then that's basically what he writes. So in terms of note values, so dotted quarters and then no slurs for the. Yeah, difficult but possible. I just for don't get faster when you play this. It was a little bit too fluent, but yakata. So. And just for the record, I used to play this 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Yeah, exactly. Completely. Yeah, right. And then I will do 1 2 1 2 3 5 and then
5.
Yeah.
2 3 5.
2 3 5. Yeah, because that guarantees the non-legato to the end.
Yes.
And in the left hand I used to do 1 1 1 1 3 2 1. So always like it's a bit extravagant, I know. But I mean it's just for the non-legato.
Let's see. Okay, not like a pedal.
Yep, I would imagine like timpani with a hard stick, this kind of old-fashioned timpani.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then the legato is highlighted against that. Very good. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I like the polyphony here. I got the plus here. Very nice.
What?
I liked your polyphony here.
Okay.
La polyphonia, you did very well. So I got the plus. Yeah. Very good. Okay, the same things. Now, very important, mezza voce and sottovoce are like day and night. Sottovoce is of course very low. I think your playing was sottovoce, but not mezza voce. You see, for a singer, mezza voce is a very simple, a very specific thing which every singer recognizes, like the normal voice for a trained singer, which has a certain sonority there.
Okay.
So I don't think it's I think it's like because gesangvoll, molto cantabile. I mean that's the
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you try? Yeah. Very good. Crescendo, appoggiatura. You see, he writes a long slur, and then suddenly he writes an appoggiatura with like that. I like, yeah. One thing. No accent. mezzo, very fine. This is completely different now, of course, much better.
Yes.
Diminuendo to mezza voce, not sottovoce. Here.
Okay.
So even you can do if you like.
Yes.
To get a bit. And then diminuendo, but not pianissimo. Diminuendo, of course.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So maybe can you start from there? Movement that he has this espressivo a tempo thing, which means that espressivo is also a tempo indication,
Yes.
which could mean that compared to okay. Bigger, slower and bigger and fatter and just bigger, I think.
Okay.
And then what I liked very much is that actually you understood the next variation exactly the same way. Leggermente, yes, leggermente in sound, which you had, leggermente in tempo, what you had. You played this faster than the tempo and much faster than this. This is logical, but I would do the same logic in the molto espressivo to that other direction.
Yes.
Can you try that?
But it's stupid to say, but I don't like this first variation, so I have
it's allowed.
urgence to finish it.
Okay, but hey, you know,
Stupid to say, but
no, it's not stupid at all. I mean, that's human. We are human beings. We don't like everything. But you know, that's everybody has that. I also have that. I have that with very many pieces. But usually that's a way of the piece to tell me that, at least, if not more. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, I think that's much better. I don't still know if you like this, but
maybe this way I can.
Maybe, who knows, yeah. Okay, fine. This I like very much, like I said, it's very well. Okay, here you have to work. I wrote down a few fingerings for this variation. The idea is to use the arm a bit more. You are using the fingers now very much, but I will use the arm much more in both hands, and that might be something that you could use. And then, so check the fingerings and also check the dynamics. So forte 4 bars with sforzando at the end, forte 4 bars with sforzando at the end. Piano, crescendo, forte last bar, piano, crescendo, forte last. So it's kind of a pattern, and that should be very, very clear. The tempo of variation 4 was, I think, good. Not too slow. Un poco meno andante ciò e un poco più adagio del tema. So that's, I think, what he writes come il tema, but that's another thing. But anyway, that's what we should do. Pianissimo only here.
Yes,
Nowhere before. Right, so I would take that completely seriously. Absolutely seriously.
Yes,
So really very big. Okay, good, fine. Good work. Glenn Gould says that it's an incredibly difficult place.
What did he say?
That this place is incredibly difficult. Glenn Gould said about this place, which you played very well, that very often pianists look like they are like horses which are helped out from a burning stable. That's quite nice. He's a very smart guy. But you played it very well. So, a couple of places here which need more work. And then, very often I have this theory that when Beethoven does not write a dynamic marking, like here, so we could read it as mezzo forte, because he wrote mezzo forte only in one place in his whole piano production, in one bar only. And that bar is right here.
In all sonatas?
In all sonatas.
One only?
Right here. In opus 101, yeah, in bar number 9. That's the only mezzo forte that he writes in any sonatas.
Okay.
So he did not use mezzo forte. So very often when we don't have a Beethoven dynamic marking, we could try mezzo forte. So not yes to continue mezzo forte there.
Okay.
Right, and then keep the same tempo here. You got a little slower here. So da da da.
I was slower.
Little bit, yeah. And then for this last trill, for this single trill, this is what we do. I mean, that's fine, both hands. But here, Badura Skoda, the Viennese pianist, has a nice idea of doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you start with the 5 here with the main note, and then you do. It sounds like a completely unbroken trill, but you have always 5 notes there, and it's not unbroken, but it sounds more like a, yeah, and it's easier to synchronize also with the left.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Pleasure. Very nice.